Well, howdy guys, thanks for tuning on in. I'm ImperialJedi, and this is the 20th episode in our little vanilla series here. And my oh my, how far we have come. Holy smokes, for a vanilla looking city, it definitely has more than a vanilla look to it, I think. A lot of unique neighborhoods. I love the way this is turning out, guys. Like, it's just so fun. And you may have just noticed there's a tram kind of making its way on through here. So off camera, I put in some new transit lines, so there's a few new buses and a few new trams, so that's pretty exciting. We'll kind of see this area, be a little bit more, worth a little bit more. Land value will go up. People will be happier because there's public transit, so traffic and everything will be good too. So lots of good stuff from that. And you guys may have noticed visually, the game looks a little bit better. What I did is I turned off the depth of field, so now we get no more blurriness, and so it's like gorgeous. I love it. Very, very good turnout. And I actually had a few of you comments, video quality overall looks pretty good, so I appreciate you guys saying that. And I have the same thing. I find that when I'm watching it on YouTube, it looks better than when I'm playing it. Not to say that it doesn't look good now in front of me or whatever, but when I'm watching it again, like 60 frames on YouTube, on my even on my computer, I'm like, man, this game looks really good. And I load it up, I'm like, something's different here. So I use Shadowplay to record, and that captures directly from the video card. So I think I'm just kind of like bypassing the monitor, so it's a better, it's a better feed or whatever. I don't know how to explain that, if that makes any sense, or if that's even correct, I don't know. But I will make a little list of my my parts or whatever, my PC specs. So you guys can just check out the comments below, and I'll just, I'll link you guys. Maybe one of those little PC parts picker kind of things where you kind of put a build together, or I'll just kind of list off things. Depends on how much time I can kind of get on my hands here. Okay, so for this episode, guys, I want to do a few things. Actually, before I jump into some building, let me show you our transit lines. So you can kind of see one that goes the whole way. If I were to highlight on that, oh gosh, how can I do that? There we go. So you guys can kind of see how that goes. It's just literally the whole way around town. So it just kind of goes up, around, down through here and everything. I've got another one that goes alongside it just to be the opposite side type thing. Makes perfect sense there. I've got this one here, which is just a straight shot from the central station down to this train station, just back and forth. I've got a little bus line that kind of supports, all the tram lines essentially, but this one is more kind of focused on the residents. And just a smaller tram line that kind of cuts through here as well. And a lot of opportunity for some transfer points and that kind of stuff. And there's still room for us to add a few more lines in. So a lot of overlap, and everything's kind of, it's good. I'm happy. And I was just doing a test over here. I was going to see if we could maybe keep some of the garbage production, or just clearing or whatever, if we maybe hide the ground pollution with some buildings. So this is a little bit of a test. That might not stay. But yeah, the goal of this episode, guys, is I really just want to put in, a little bit more roads and that kind of stuff over here, get this zoned up, and then once it's all zoned and filling up, I want to go over here and just do a little bit of kind of shifting of our industry. And we had a lot of suggestions come in for some forestry. And I think we could totally do some forestry in and around this coast. And we'll try to do a minimal footprint. I was going to say minimal impact, but I didn't know what I was going to say there. Oh boy. Whoosh. I was going to say a minimal impact or footprint on our little industrial sector. So if we do a lot of forestry, that kind of meets the industrial demand, and it doesn't look like, it's polluting or anything. Because, it's a renewable resource. So it's a little bit more easier on the environment, right? Okay, so before I blab on anymore, let's do some more building. Okay. And I think this street is actually a little bit crooked. I was just about to draw a road off that, but I don't think that would be straight. Yeah, really quickly, let me just change that. Good thing we just noticed that. And let's actually bring the bike lane down a little bit since we're going... And actually, I think I'm going to be a little bit more liberal, because you can kind of see there's not really too much traffic just all throughout our little one-way network. I think I'm going to connect a few more streets, and I'm going to try zoning off of it. I think we're going to take a bit of a gamble here. Maybe not connect with all the streets, just to kind of keep people maybe a little bit more separated, but I'm just curious. Okay, I don't necessarily want to be creating all these traffic lights or headaches or anything too close to one another, so let me maybe back this up a little bit and not get too carried away here. I am going to be doing a bit more of a boxy kind of shape inside of the neighborhoods here, and my reasoning for that is I feel, and it's just kind of like a personal preference, I feel like if we just do overlapping curves and overlapping curves, it just gets very busy looking very quickly. Kind of like spiderweb spaghetti kind of feeling. Which, I mean, for some people, they really enjoy that. They love it. It has a natural kind of flow to it. For me, I kind of like this a little bit more, the kind of fusion, where it's like, you know, you can kind of say it's a bigger box, and then inside, you know, some gentle curves and a little bit more boxiness. Nothing too chaotic. I think we have that kind of style more or less throughout the whole city, too. Just gentle curves, you know, within bigger boxes. Or you can do the opposite, gentle curves, or sorry, gentle boxes. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Boxes, you know what I mean. Oh gosh. Instead of having boxes like this, just have the bigger, I don't even know. It's opposite of what I'm doing. Okay, let's just build, please. I'm going crazy here. What's happening? All right, I'm going to move this just because I think symmetrically that'll look a little bit nicer on that road there. And let's just put in a little parking lot. There we go. And why do we have a few shops right here? I love putting these together, which makes kind of sense too. You'd have like sports stuff at school anyway, right? So let's do that. And maybe we should put a playground or something in. We should, oh, you know what we should do is we put an elementary school as well, and then put the playground next to the elementary school. There we go. And of course it doesn't fit, but we can go like this. And then visually that still has a nice kind of look to it. We're now forcing traffic to use an avenue, which kind of makes me a little bit happier anyway. I'm very, very good about keeping that. Or I'm happy to keep that, I should say. Yeah, I feel like my brain is broken today, guys. Just having one of those days, you know? Whereas up is down and down is up kind of thing. But I feel like this is my way to unwind. Building the city, hanging out with you guys. Maybe you guys feel the same way. Maybe you guys had a long day too. Who knows? Maybe we can talk it out together. The eternal struggle. But you know what? Life goes on, right? You can't dwell on these kind of things. Even if you had a bad day or not. Of course, you must learn from it, reflect. Oh gosh, what am I even saying here? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing in terms of the zoning is I kind of want a little bit of a flow to how the high density is going to work in. So like this, I feel like we kind of lost it a little bit. So I'm going to open this up, and I just don't really want it to be like a boxed off neighborhood that's high density, and then the next, you know, across the street is not high density. I want it to kind of weave in and around. So why don't we do a few streets even through here that are high density? That way the contrast is not as stark, you know, if that makes any sense. A little gentle curve right there. And because we are going to be putting in some high density in, let's use some of these parking lot assets. That one is a little bit oversized, I think, for this spot. We can, however, use, say, like that combination. And I like the fact that they're kind of offset, almost. Now, if we make this a one-way, there we go. That'll, you know, not make this a problem, having the intersections too close to one another. Okay, great. I mean, realistically, most of the homes would have a driveway or parking for themselves, but the condos, they may not have enough parking, that type of thing. Or if you have, like, you know, your friends visiting or whatever. Parking, it's a big issue in big cities. I don't know what parking's like where you guys live, but oh boy, sometimes you have to leave like an extra 10 or 15 minutes early just to kind of plan for parking. And if I'm going to, like in Toronto, for example, if I'm going, you know, out to park downtown, and say I might go into like dinner or something, and it's like downtown. I'm expecting to pay probably like 15, 20 bucks. And that would be like for the whole night, regardless if you're there for an hour or if you're there for... Because they always have those signs out, it's like event parking, but it's like, you know, in a big city, there's like an event every single day of the week, right? So it's just, it's kind of silly and extraordinarily expensive, but it's just part of owning a car, so what can you do? I'm going to move the park to the opposite side, and I want this to somehow just work. Oh, cool. Luckily, that actually didn't create a headache or anything. I don't know, because that's a little close together right there, but, I mean, that's cool. Let me try that just a little bit differently, with maybe a bit more space. But yeah, the idea of it, yeah, let's do it. And then when I was growing up, it really wasn't like that. Like parking and everything, you can get away with, you know, $5, $10. It's just, yeah, in the last few years, just, maybe it's like that where you guys live too. Just the cities are just, you know, they're becoming very expensive. That's why I put in a lot of housing here. I got, you know, I feel for the little guy like us, right? Okay. Oh, nice. I'm not going to connect to this just because I don't want that to be too busy, because we're going to have a lot of traffic coming from that. Yeah, let's just leave that like that. Okay. Maybe a parking lot can sneak in there, actually. And then I don't want to be neglecting any commercial. Like, people are going to need to shop as well, so we'll be putting that in as well. Oh yeah, that would be cool. And as a bonus, people can walk through. All right. So let's keep it on 3-speed. Like, let's really motor through the population. I'm actually curious to see how the... So you guys remember at the start of our death wave, or at the start, at the height of the death wave, I think we're at about 27% seniors or so. So we're, you know, things are in the right direction right now. So I think we have a chance to really grow our population this episode. Because Peter, he was commenting in episode 18 that we were hoping for airports by episode 20, but we didn't get to it, unfortunately. I think we need to double our population at this point. Yeah, 65,000. Yeah, kind of double. I don't know if we can do that this episode, but we'll definitely try. But they're coming up pretty soon. Okay, so let's move a little bit faster. And I think we can fill this whole area rather quickly if we just keep a close eye on the demand. Okay, so I'm going to put in some high-density commercial. Maybe not too much, because these guys are pretty noisy. But again, we don't really want to neglect shopping, and it'd be nice if these people could walk over to their shopping destination instead of having to drive. So if it's closer to, you know, where they live, that kind of is easier for that to happen. More likely for that to happen too, type thing. Okay. Let's let these buildings level up too. This is great. Now I imagine this intersection might be a bit noisy, so we'll probably put offices in over here. And I'm actually going to try zoning on the inside parts of some of these spots. Let's go across with a few of these. There we go. Thought I went too far, maybe. And then I would like actually a connection going from here. Oh, did we not do that well? There we go. Of course. Okay, let's try, oh, well, darn it. I'd have to erase this road. We'll try that. Yeah, it's not too hard on the eyes. I think we'll keep it. Especially once it's zoned up, I don't think we'll notice it. Okay. Awesome to see all these tramps and stuff going through here, too. So we'll probably have to drop in some more services just because we're really going on overdrive here with bringing people in. You can see us probably needing some more elementary schools and probably a hospital. Maybe a police station too, actually. So let's do a quick run through. Garbage is pretty good, all things considering. We're close to our cap for incinerator status. So, I mean, even though this is temporary, I'm actually going to put another one over here. Let's just put a fire station. Keep these guys safe. Yeah, police station in our new spot. That could definitely do us some good. That's a good spot for it. Yeah, we're just skirting above the capacity here. It's a little close to the other one, so maybe we can move that over to here. And we'll probably put one more in, say like right there. I wish we had another option for these in the base game. I don't think they look too redundant, but would be nice. I think we're okay for high schools. I feel like this number is a little bit deceiving. It's just because of the way the population is kind of aging. So our coverage is really good. I just don't necessarily think we really need another one of these. Like that one's, you know what? Okay. Since that's at capacity, I take back what I was saying. So let me put that one just so it's better balanced. I'm gonna put that in the middle. Even though these happen to be offices. But we can very easily do that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So now it's kind of a fun little mix of high and low density. And because of the way the streets kind of curve and stuff, like you just get a good, you know, a good view over here. A good mix of buildings and everything. Not too uniform. Alright, so fire, definitely could use some of that over here. Hey, cool, Firewatch. Oh, we're gonna be playing Firewatch soon on a live stream, so join me for that, guys. Little random plug right there. And what am I looking for here? Healthcare. Awesome spot. I wonder actually if we could put this over, say, there, and if we can get a parking lot just in here. Neat. Excellent. And why don't we put... We should have like another park or just something over here. I don't really want to spoil the view. This is kind of a nice little area. Like we could almost just make this into a just kind of a custom park. Just do our own thing right now. Well, that's silly. Alright, well, we'll just do that, whatever. And I'm going to have one more coming through. There we go. Now let's put in some trees. Give some people some shade. Add a nice little bit of canopy to the area here. I just love the way the trees look too. A lot of these condos, you know, we don't have a backyard, right? So this could be their backyard, more or less, right? So you gotta have these kind of parks nearby. That's important. Alright, so speaking of which, put in some condos. We'll directly benefit from all of this. Look at all these people getting off public transit. I love it. See, I'm going to try zoning, like I said, just off some of these roads here, just to kind of see what happens to the traffic and whatnot. And if it's a total disaster, we can definitely change it. And if not, no problem. We'll keep it going, you know? So that means we're going to go into zoning over here as well. I think realistically, they just kind of look like they're empty open spaces now. And so there's nothing stopping us from putting parks and everything into these spots instead. I just kind of want to see what it would look like all zoned up. And man, this filled in really quickly, didn't it? Looking good. Some housing around here. See what that looks like. I might get rid of these ones. Might be a little bit redundant with all the skinny 1x1 buildings when those end up zoning. I'm very happy though with the way this turned out. Okay, I'm just gonna do a few more houses, and then I think we're gonna move on to our industrial area. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There's a couple of plazas, just for fun. Honestly, this is a great little spot we got here. And let's get some power over to our friends over here, otherwise that building's kind of pointless. Oh, and I changed, I fixed some of the roads and stuff over here. I guess we gotta bring some piping in. And it's like, you know, a lot of you point out, it's not that I don't see these notifications, I just kind of ignore them because I'm kind of more focused on just kind of, you know, chat with you guys, building a little bit. And I know the city's not like in detrimental, terrible condition, so it's okay for me to kind of ignore a few things here and there, you know. But I do appreciate you guys pointing them out. Like, don't take that the wrong way. Okay. Well, gosh, look at this already, right? What a difference even just like 10 or 20 minutes makes. Holy smokes, the city's getting big. Okay, so let's move over here, and let's see if we can kind of correct this old kind of thing right here. I want to stop the boats from having to do these weird, you know, 180, 360, 720 things, and then having to, like, you know, clip through the ground and stuff. And you can see traffic, it's a little backed up. So actually, no, let's keep it on 3-speed because our population's on a really good roll. We're just going to lose a little bit of the kind of like, you know, imports and stuff from over here. And yeah, so we'll kind of start with this, and then we can do a little bit of a forestry kind of sector over there. So let's just get rid of that. And let's just move this, and let's just kind of terraform so that we're kind of on a 45-degree angle or so. Awesome. Let the water settle, and we had just enough soil for that too. That was perfect. Okay, grab, what am I looking for here? Our boats, of course. And actually, we're pretty close to unlocking the cargo hub as well. Our cargo hub, if you guys will remember, is going to be going right along that road right there. Okay, let's bring in our seawalls. Oop, wrong one. Awesome. Cool. That works for me. I wonder if we can get a little bit closer. I don't think so. Or if this can even get... Oh, we can do that. Oh, okay. So I think I'm going to place... Well, that can even go right there. I'm keeping it like that. Actually, I like that one the most. Learning something new every day. I think I secretly knew that we could put the thing over top of the seawall, though. Okay, so that works. So we'll terraform away the extra little bit of land right there. And I think in terms of just how that road will end, I think that's a little bit cleaner with just the shoreline like that versus trying to have a, you know, a key wall and everything come in there. Hey, cool. Oh, and the nuclear power plant, which we want to put over here too. Ooh, 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 excellent. Good job, guys. Pat on the back. We got ourselves a big city now. Colossal city, even. Okay, so traffic in a perfect world would come across here on a 2-lane bridge. So let's move this power line. Let's do our darndest to get this looking nice. I'm sure there's a way to get that to work. Okay, so why don't we just end like that? And let's go with a one-way inbound. And that's okay that it's on an angle. That kind of helps with the turning and the curves a little bit more. And then this will just be regular 2-way road. That's fine like that. Let's bring this down so we can zone on it. Maybe not like that, but hopefully a little bit closer. There we go. Yep, excellent. Some zoning squares. And we just need a way for the trucks to get out of here quickly. And it's going to be a one-way, just little network just to leave. And I'm going to change this to 2-way road in a second. I just want that to line up. And I wonder if we can get... Oh, can I not... Darn it. That was weird. It wouldn't let me upgrade that road. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to give this a try and just see what happens. But I want these to stay... Yeah, those are still one-ways. Okay, cool. Is that a one-way? It should be. Okay. And I want that just to go, I guess, like that, just for speedy's sake. And then we'll have one... Well, that was it. This will just be for a bit of zoning. And then... Yeah, just for, I don't know, just for visual fun. Okay. I think we're getting a little carried away here with the streets. Let's now close this off. Make a few more connections. I don't really like the way that ended. Let's go a bit further. That's better. Not perfect, but better. Okay, so I do want a bit of factories over here, but I also want some office buildings. Just so it seems like there's an administrative area or something to this little spot. Let's try and get a few parking lots in. There we go. And if we do this properly, we may not have to bring any power lines in at all, which would be nice. Honestly, that looks kind of cool. And the big test will be what the ships look like when they start coming in. So once that gets power, which will be any minute now. And speaking of power, let's put this down just so we don't forget to use it in the next episode. That's not where it's going to be, but we just want to just have it there. What we could even do is have like a small little island for it or something. Make like, 3-mile island just in case it goes nuclear and kaboomski. At least it's kind of isolated to a certain extent. And I think we wanted this one, yeah. Over like that. And we're going to have to bring the track along and then connect up like that. And then same idea, I highly recommend using a one-way network for the for your trucks, because it'll just make traffic so much better. It's a little crooked, but I think we can get away with it just because of the terrain and everything. And so yes, it's two-way going in, it's just one-way going out, so you won't have any, you know, traffic will flow in one direction basically, which is kind of what we want. And then most of this is just a little bit of a placeholder anyway, just to kind of get, you know, traffic moving and everything. Because you can kind of see like that looks a little bit off now, almost. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to do that like that. I think we're going to continue. I think we're going to continue going straight. So let's really quickly terraform and everything. Oh, and actually we didn't push the extra soil off over here. All right, perfect. So I'm going to need some soil to do what I'm about to do, so why don't we just squash that down a little bit. And then smooth that out. And then just really quickly. And then we'll put this down, hopefully as straight as possible. Let the water finish its little cycle. There we go. And we'll just pick an area that's relatively flat, and I don't mind if we have to go out a little bit more. I just kind of want it to be a bit more in line with these roads, so we're not quite. And then sometimes you can see it's a little finicky. It won't let you move it in the spot that it already occupies, so you just have to sometimes delete it and start again. Okay, that's better. And I'm just trying to get it to line up with this road. And I mean, we kind of did. Let me just give it one more stab, because why not, right? And a bit further away would be nicer too. You can see the water, it's just flowing, kind of makes the terrain a little bit different too, like the snap points. So, I mean, not perfect, but let's just go with it. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to come in like this now. And yeah, you know, honestly, that is just crooked enough that it is going to bug me. So let me just try this one more time here. Almost. Oh, darn it. Pause the game. Infinitely easier. Should have done that in the first place. Okay, still a little bit crooked, but at this point, let's go for it. Okay, so just basically a one-way going in like that. And honestly, that's really not all that bad in terms of how crooked it is. All right, well, let's put a line of trees just so we can kind of hide maybe the little bit of lack of symmetry. Maybe we can replace some of these smaller ones with bigger ones. Come on, we need a big one. There we go. Let's replace that one too. Okay, well, I don't want to go too much over on our time here, guys. So I think we're going to wrap things up. But you can kind of see we've definitely got the makings of a really cool little new port kind of industrial area. And we'll have, we'll plant a whole bunch of new trees, and we'll kind of work in some dirt roads and stuff, but we'll start going into the foothills and just go into some forestry industry. And yeah, just kind of have a little bit of an industrial footprint. We'll move some of this stuff over. But I don't know, I think I kind of like this. I like the minimalist kind of approach to it. It's kind of clean looking too. A little bit of water pollution and stuff, so I'm maybe gonna get rid of these, and this can be say like some just some commercial, just to maybe confuse people a little bit. I don't know, just so it still looks kind of filled. And how did this turn out? Oh, that filled out greatly. Very nice. Or filled out great. I don't know. Is that even the word I'm looking for? I think today I'm in one of those weird moods. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I had a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, let me know what you think. And, you know, if you guys are having one of those weird days too, you know, I think we're having it together. Yeah, so drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on our new area, our new tram lines and that kind of stuff. I think overall the city is definitely looking really good. So now you can kind of picture, I think almost, not complete, but you can kind of see where we're going. And it's going to be really big. We have to think of some farming kind of areas and smaller towns and communities. That could maybe be what we're going to do on that side. Just leave all the big city for here and then just kind of maybe plant some more trees and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to ramble on forever, so I will see you guys in the next one. I'll just end things off here. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves.